Hello, Exiles. This is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and welcome to another Path of Exile video, Legacy of Phrecia League, the Frost Blades Fishcaster, or Surfcaster, not Fishcaster, fish-themed Frost Blades. And I'm going to go over my character build, currently level 93, current deaths, 16, and current playtime, 1 day, 3 hours, 43 minutes. It is almost day 3. I didn't put out a video yesterday. It was a little hectic and a lot of my playtime was fragmented. So I had like a lot of 20-minute sessions, that kind of thing. But I'm just going to go over some things here, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my second Watchstone, I guess. Actually, I'm going to grab all of this because most of it's probably getting disenchanted. So basically what I've been doing is I've been sending out boats, looking for good stuff within the boats, or at least decent stuff. And then this one's not terrible. Might keep that, possibly something to craft. And then I've been disenchanting the rest. This is quite good. Very good, actually. Okay, so go ahead, and I need the orbs, so I'll keep the stuff that I need here. Grab the rest of this stuff here to throw in, and of course I'm getting scarabs and runes. All I do is just send a small shipment of vericium to Ribbonfell, and these tend to take a relatively short amount of time, 31 minutes. And then I'll send a bigger one of either iron bars or orichalcum, which I'm going to do orichalcum here. And I'll go ahead and send that to Teanui. And that'll get me dex weapons, a la claws. Although I have quite a good claw now. So I guess while I'm here, I'll go over this stuff. So I did max my mining out. It's the only thing I currently have maxed. It's the first thing I maxed out in order to specifically get the extra gold every map. So I have this recruitment still level 8, and then my disenchanter is currently level 4. I upgraded my rune crafting a little bit, so that's level 6. Got level 8 smelting. I upgraded my boat a little bit more, so that's currently level 8. Got my recombinator still at rank 1. I'm going to upgrade that very soon. Got my mapping rank 1, and I'm literally just sending mappers out to do white maps, basically. And doing that over and over again. I need to refill that. And yeah, grabbing anything decent out of there. Anything that would show up on my filter. Alright, and then I can just kind of throw most of the rest of this. I guess I didn't have a look at this. Not spectacular. So I'll just kind of dump most of the rest of the stuff here and sell this. And we're going to go ahead and disenchant the rest, and then I'll go fight the, not the Exarch, the Eater of Worlds. Alright, and as you can see, the dust you get from these is okay early on. It's not bad. Got myself a Vol Temple. Oh, I'm going to fill up my mappers real quick here as well. I've just been taking my low maps and kind of throwing white ones in, unrolled. Just for some extra loot. I'm not going to use these anyway. Maybe to level up alts, but I'll keep a couple of spare, good maps that I actually like to run. Like for tier 3s, I kind of like Fungal Hollow, and I like Strand. So I won't get rid of those. And I'll just toss the ones that are the maps I don't like to run into the map device. We open it up. There you go. Just get some free currency. Eats up your gold, but I'm making enough gold now where that doesn't particularly matter. Got a Vol Temple to run too. Alright, so let's go do the boss. Head back to the hideout. Kind of a showcase. Alright. And then do all of the upgrades and whatnot. Okay. Start putting on my flasks. Just kind of go back and forth here. energize the spheres. Oops. It's been a long time since I've played this boss fight, so this isn't going particularly well. There you go. Oof. That was a bit rough. Oh, and I teleported right into the writhing mass. Alright, easy enough. There you go. Got another favored map slot. And got my other, most importantly, Voidstone. So first 2 Voidstones down. And right now I'm just favoriting Underground Sea. I like Underground Sea for both divination cards and like pack size. It's just kind of a nice map I enjoy. Toxic Sewers and Underground Sea are kind of my 2 favorites for the most part. These Atlas skill books don't do anything. And also, Orbs of Unmaking don't do anything. So there's a couple of little oversights. I don't know, maybe there's something they've made Orb of Making actually do something or have some sort of function, but if they do, I'm not aware of it. Alright, so offensively, my DPS, I think it was around 5.3 million, but I actually had, where is it? I actually had Southbound before with a Corrupt with attack speed, but I really needed Spell Suppress. I needed to get that capped because I was starting to die randomly a lot. I'd be absolutely fine until I wasn't, because I had something like 80% or so Spell Suppress and then Lucky Spell Suppress. But even if, you know, only 2 in 100 spells get through, sometimes those spells on certain maps on tier 16s, or even just red maps in general, were enough to kill me. So I needed to get that capped out. So I needed an evasion rating gloves in order to make it so that this mastery would give me 15%, and also I could get spell suppress on the gloves themselves. As you can see, this is actually this is a piece of gear I unveiled from June. You can tell because I have the life and flat mono regen hybrid on it. So turned out pretty good. I've actually gotten a decent amount of gear this way. Overall, for instance, I don't know if I showed what I had previously for my, I've gotten quite a few rings that way. I don't remember really where I threw them, but they're probably roundabout somewhere. I just kind of toss things into random tabs. I'm not a very organized person, so yeah. As you can see, I'm dirt poor. That's because I spent like 7 or 8 divines on gear, which I will go over. Oh, and I also forgot to quality my gloves, and maybe my boots too. Yep. The boots are also new. Actually, since I'm already talking about gear, well, let's just go over the basic stats first. So almost 4k armor, 8.3k evasion, and 59% block. 13% chaos resist. I had 53%, but I had to get rid of a pretty nice pair of boots. These boots right here were giving me 47% chaos resist, but I needed specifically spell suppress to get 100% because that was killing me. I wasn't having any problems with chaos damage at all, and I was having a lot of problems with spell suppress. So I'm going to be replacing the boots at some point anyway. And I'm probably going to be looking to get spell suppress on a shield instead of chance to avoid ailments. So something somewhat similar to this shield, except ideally with also spell suppression on it. So that is that. Tooltip DPS, chance to crit is unbuffed 63.55%. I think it's around 92% with all buffs up. Crit multi goes from 290 to something like an average of 400-ish with Nightblade, and I need more crit multi for sure. That's going to be one of my priorities, getting jewels with multiple crit multi rolls on it, have capped accuracy, do a decent amount of DPS unbuffed. Buffed, it can be like 10 times this because I get all sorts of like rage and all this other good stuff. Ooh, this actually has increased scarabs found in your map. Pretty nice. Actually, yeah, and unique monsters have it. Okay, I actually got a decent idol for scarab farming. Perfect. So first we'll go over the gear before I go over the skill tree. This claw cost me 2 divines yesterday. and it might be a little bit cheaper now, but this one is really solid. Very high DPS. I think with the enchant, it is close to 600 DPS. I actually didn't do the math, but also very high crit chance. The mana regen roll, obviously, ideally would be crit multi, but this early in the league, can't really complain. The cold damage craft on there is going to be replaced with hits can't be evaded, which will allow me to get rid of these points here and these points here. So 7 points in order to get my cluster jewels going, and then I will also save some points by switching my pathing this way and going through here, which I could actually do right now, and that will save me quite a few points. But I want to kind of get the craft going first, and that way I can get like the prevent additional suppress spell damage, the 3% mastery, that kind of thing there. So that's the claw. Of course, I've got Heat Shiver. Heat Shiver cost me on towards the end of day 1 or beginning of day 2. I don't really remember, but it was like somewhere in between 60 and 75 chaos. So it was quite a bit. It was after my day 1 update. I'm still using the same amulet, but I've crafted instead of damage. The non-channeling skills have minus X mana to kind of lower my mana cost. I don't really have an issue, but sometimes on like can't leech maps, it isn't enough. The life and mana on hit from this and this are not going to be enough even with multi-strike against just single target. So if I'm fighting a single enemy, I'll run out of mana without this pretty quickly. The shield is 45% block, over 500 armor and evasion, 155 life, 151 life regen per second, chance to avoid ailments, and lightning resist. I got this for 1 divine yesterday. It might be a little bit cheaper. It looks like it was a smart rolled one, so probably somebody got it from a boat, but I was very happy to get this. First ring is a lot of chaos resist. I definitely need it. And then a decent amount of damage and some accuracy. And then second ring is going to be 42 int, which is kind of nice. A decent amount of chaos resist here as well. 109 life, some rarity, fire res, flat ES, which is nothing. So still using the same belt. I just haven't gotten a better one. I do have a couple of item level 83 Stygian Vices that I can craft onto now. So I'll probably be trying to do that. Especially now that I have my Lethal Pride, which is fixing my strength, so I don't need strength on my belt. It's still nice to have, but it's not something I'm 100% relying on. These gloves, the fire damage leached as life is going to be rolled over on the Ear of Worlds. I might keep the damage per frenzy charge. That's 20% increased damage almost all the time. And other than that, I have the +1 to socketed AoE gems and increased AoE craft to give my Herald's Wrath and Precision all +1 level. And honestly, I don't need to actually quality up Wrath at all, so I should be trying to see if I can get this to 21. Nope. Oh well, it was definitely worth a try. Okay, so yeah, if I had gotten that to 21, that would have been helpful as well. Still not using Grace. And then my boots, yeah, I went over these. 30% movement speed, some stun block recovery, low life, but most importantly is the suppression. I could probably buy a new pair of boots pretty cheaply that are better than this, but you know, I just grabbed what I had in my stash and decided to go with that. Body armor. This was my most recent purchase, and I think it was my most expensive as well. I think it was 4 divine, maybe? Yeah, I think this might have been 4 divine, and it's got, you know, triple resist, decent life, good armor and evasion, about just an average of 2k of each. I had a little bit better armor evasion previously, but this one is fine. And so I also put melee attacks have a chance to fortify and crit strike multi for attack damage. So I'm going to go over my links now. Frost Blades with multi-strike, elemental damage with attacks, Ice Bite, Night Blade, and Hypothermia. I'm qualitating up Nightblade. I haven't been getting a lot of GCPs just yet, but I'm going to start altar farming, so hopefully I'll be able to get more that way. And then I have Immortal Call set up with automation and more duration. It's like a 30% or so uptime on Immortal Call because it takes into account the cooldown, because it can't recharge with automation during its cooldown. So, or just generally Immortal Call can't recharge during its cooldown. Then I have Whirling Blades with faster attacks, momentum, and Fortify. I don't really need Fortify anymore since I have it on my body armor, but, you know, it gives a little bit of extra chance. It gives me only like 2 Fortify stacks going through a pack in tier 16s, so honestly it's not really worth it, but I guess it's better than nothing if I can't hit with my regular, you know, attack and get Fortify that way. Usually, though, I attack so fast that comes up pretty quickly. Then I have Assassin's Mark, which is the only thing I have fully qualitied. I should also evolve this. Nope. No lucky 21s today. And then Life Tap, I just keep it low level because it doesn't really benefit from upgrading it. And Mark on hit. Then I have Herald of Thunder, Wrath, Herald of Ice, and Precision. Precision will be able to be dropped as soon as I get my Hits Can't Be Evaded craft, which will free up a fairly significant amount of mana, which will either let me, potentially I can drop like Herald of Thunder and then go Grace, or I could do something crazy like go Haste, or I could choose something else entirely. So lots of options there. I could even go Anger to make it easier to fit in to potentially hit Trinity. So there's a decent amount of options. Oh, and I could also solve a lot of problems just by going Purity of Elements too, because then I don't have to worry about freeze immune, and I can swap over my Soul of the Brine King, which I'm currently using to avoid freeze. So that would be nice. Then I have Bone Chill and Frost Blink, of course, and that is everything. So that's all the setup. Lots of things are going to be changed in the near future. And here is the skill tree. I have Lethal Pride now. Down here, I didn't get anything useful at all. But up here, I got Rage on hit and some critical strike chance and some life as well, percent life. So got some strength as well, just flat strength. Yeah, this one gives me Rage on melee hit. This is a big buff, 30% more damage during prolonged fights. So pretty nice overall. And I don't think anything else is super useful here. I can get more life when I get my other power charge, but I'm waiting until I get my cluster jewel because I'm not keeping my power charges up consistently anyway. And once I get a medium cluster jewel, I will be able to do that. So that is kind of the setup here. And otherwise, the tree is fairly standard as far as like pre-transition into cluster jewels. And not getting rid of the accuracy. I got Dagger Mastery and Mark Mastery since last time. And other than that, not a ton has changed. I guess I spec'd out of this stuff to grab me some extra points to get down to Resourcefulness so I could top off my Spell Suppress, because I was just short. I was 3% short with this node. So yeah, now I should be at 102%, I believe, with Resourcefulness. So almost there, didn't quite make it. And there aren't going to be a ton of changes to the tree. I might spec out of some of the slightly less efficient life nodes in order to free up more jewel slots if possible. Like grabbing this jewel right here, for instance, very close. No reason not to get that as soon as I actually get some good jewels. And I think that pretty much covers everything important. The other thing is when I get an additional strike on my gloves, which will happen eventually, then I can get rid of this attack mastery, which will free up another 5 points. And I believe once I free up all of my points and get a couple more levels around level 97, I'll be able to go down and get a second cluster jewel. After some, fixing for efficiency. And once we hit second cluster jewel, then we start hitting 20, 30 million plus DPS. So here's what my Ascendancy currently looks like. Stormy Sea, Glacial Wave, Ghost to the Deep, Sea Legs. Sea Legs will be replaced with Changing Seasons at some point. I'm Not really sure when I want to do that, but I am going to get that set up eventually, I believe. Although the self-chill setup that I want to do, I don't think I'll be able to do it with the setup I want to do with my claws. So I actually might stick with sea legs for a while. And I also still might try out brine bound. Words are hard. I think this could potentially be pretty good. So that's an option for extra freeze. So I'm currently using Soul the Brine King just to get 100% chance to avoid being frozen. I'm not going to capture Glace for the reduced effect on chill on me in case I do decide to go self-chill. So keep that in mind. Then I'm going to go Soul of Aberath. I should go capture Mephod, who is... Do I have... that is in Summit. So yeah, I don't even know. I guess I could just buy one. I do. I have a couple of Divine Vessels. So yeah, I should get on that next. And that'll make me unaffected by Burning Ground, which will make running red altars a lot easier, Exarch altars. Because, you know, you do take a decent amount of damage for those. And I'll get some extra movement speed while on them. Flasks, Corrupted Blood Immune, Life Flask, nothing big there. I finally have all 3 of my flasks set up. So I have a Quicksilver with crit strike chance, and flasks gain flash charge when you deal a critical strike, or chance to. Then I have Blocked Stun Recovery, and same kind of setup on a Diamond Flask. I'll be able to drop the Diamond Flask as soon as I get the Abyss Boots, but I don't have those yet. And then I have a Avoid Being Shocked, and oh yeah, the thing I'm going to get when I get Precision is, and I should probably start leveling this now, if possible, I don't really need this added lightning, is going to be Tempest Shield. And yeah, I should be starting to level that, I suppose. I should have started that quite a while ago, because I am going to make that change pretty quick. I could just buy a level 21 as well. Yeah, I'll just throw this added lightning in there. Okay, so... yeah, I'll have Tempest Shield, which will give me Spell Block and immunity to shock, so then I won't have to worry about it. So, very nice. And that's pretty much all of the update. Clear speed, I've showed the clear speed of Frostblade so many times, it's extremely quick. You could just look at the one I did yesterday. I kind of wanted to show single target this time. Maybe next update I'll try to do a boss and a map. I just want to get back to playing. Hope you enjoyed. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I'll see you next time. Bye.